bookmaker.eu, where it's always free to open an account. Hope everybody's had a great Thanksgiving weekend, and we're going to kick it off with some great NFL action on Sunday. Brian Blessing, Todd Furman, Kenny White. Let's not waste time. Atlanta at Tampa Bay. Falcons a 1-point favorite. The total on the game is 48.5. From a motivation aspect, Kenny, why don't you take this one? You know, if the Falcons want the road to the Super Bowl to go through Atlanta, we know they're showing up every week.
Oh, they have one of the strongest home field advantages in the entire NFL. The Dome, we're 3.5 points. So, yes, they want to be at home, so they are trying for home advantage. But Tampa, 6-4, they're on a roll.
This team's playing the best football of anybody in the NFL right now. They found a way to steal a win in Carolina that they had no business getting. You watch Atlanta last week, Julio Jones still appears hobbled. And if Matt Ryan only has Roddy White to stretch the field, he becomes pretty pedestrian in this Falcons passing game.
All right, listen, this Bucs team, 8-2 against the spread, 8-2 to the over. I'll let you two guys kick this around. What Schiano's done there, the emergence of Martin from a power rating perspective, one of the biggest adjustments you've made in years?
No, I've had other teams higher, but a 4.5-point adjustment so far for Tampa. And it's more Freeman back to his 2011 passing stats. Last year was just horrific. 7 straight overs for Tampa. Horrific pass defense for the Bucs. Ryan has a big day.
Strong over trends in this game. Atlanta 5-0 over the posted total their last 5 within the division. Tampa just continues to put up points. They have secondary can't stop anybody and an offense who knows they need to outscore their competition.
All right, we move on to San Francisco, a 2-point favorite at New Orleans. Total game's 49. Numbers not up in a lot of locales because of the Kaepernick-Smith deal, and we'll dive into that here in just a moment. But let's just start with the number. Personally, wrong team's favored.
I'm not going to argue that. I'm not going to argue that point. You look at what the Saints have done. This team is 15-3, their last 18 in their building. A home underdog for the second time this season. We saw what they did to the Falcons. San Francisco, short week. I don't care who plays quarterback. The Saints win and obviously cover.
That's pretty big. I think the 49ers should be favored if Smith is the quarterback. I still have a 4.5-point difference between Smith and Kaepernick. And a lot of people love Kaepernick, think he's going to be a star. And he may be a star in this league one day, but he's still inexperienced, going on the road, in the Dome, in New Orleans. And the line last week, when Smith was pronounced that he was out, went from 7 to 3. The Sharps knew it was a 4-point difference as well.
Let's have a short overview discussion following up on that. First of all, don't trust Jim Harbaugh. Everybody in the world knew Smith was not going to play, but he made it seem like he was going to play until the morning of the game. He could be playing a hand of cards again to confuse New Orleans. But the one thing you've got to be very careful of, especially with the quarterback situation like this, locker rooms and chemistry are very touchy things. You lose a job to injury, you run the risk of messing up the room.
Well, that was my first thought. One game. Now, if Smith was out for 4 or 5 games and Kaepernick has 5 really good football games in a row, then I would say let's stick with the hot end. But one game, no shot. You could mess the chemistry up in this 49er team if Kaepernick starts over a healthy Smith.
I agree, guys. When you talk about taking Smith out of the lineup, you can lose the locker room for the entire season. Alex Smith will mentally check out. And you go back a couple of weeks, Alex Smith put up similar numbers against the Arizona Cardinals. Everyone just way too excited about Kaepernick. Yes, because it was the Bears' defense. But when you have Kendall Hunter to lean on and Frank Gore, makes the transition that much easier.
All right, Sunday Night Football, these two teams are going to check in with a good effort. Green Bay at New York, Giants 2.5-point favorites. Total in the game, 49.5. Let's just start with revenge for the Packers. But two offenses. Kenny, you got Jennings out. Green Bay's been getting it done, but it hasn't been pretty. And I don't know what's been going on with the Giants offense. The bye couldn't have come at a better time for them, not to mend injuries, but to sort out what's been going on with the offense.
No running game for the Green Bay Packers. That's been evident. And injuries to the wide receivers. So timing continuity hasn't been there for Rodgers. Manning, I don't know what's happening to Eli right now. Last 5 games, 2 touchdowns, 6 INTs. He needed this break. This is a big game for the Giants. They must win this game, even though Green Bay has the revenge. I think you'll see Green Bay use the same philosophy they used to beat the Packers in the playoffs. Rush the quarterback, put pressure on Rodgers.
Let's play a little line doctor here. You look at these two teams. They met at Lambeau last year in the playoffs. Green Bay was an 8-point favorite. Has that much changed? The Giants weren't being a 2.5-point favorite in this spot. Throw in the fact the Giants have only covered 39% of all their home games going back to 1999. I know the Giants are going to be desperate for this one, but this number should be 3 if that's the case, not 2.5.
Now, we're going to give you an angle to play the over. After we're talking about struggling offenses, this angle has worked every week of this NFL season. The one week it did not, it was a right side loser. It was a game that should have flown over the total. Knock yourself out, Kenny.
Yeah, amazing. Tom Coughlin at home against non-division teams, 22-8 to the over, 2-1 over this year. Tampa and Cleveland flew over. And Brian's right, the Pittsburgh game was an easy over, just didn't get there, was a right side loser. This one, high-scoring affair.
It'd be real interesting to see how Tom Coughlin approached the bye week, get this Giants team focused. Obvious concerns, as Brian alluded to, about Eli Manning in the passing game. I think if the Giants struggle to move the football against Green Bay this week, it's a much bigger sign that things aren't completely right at MetLife Stadium.
All right, holiday weekend. Unfortunately, Kenny and I didn't get the memo to wear the pumpkin outfit.
Have to be ready to go, dressed for the seasons, little orange, little brown. We're all geared up, and no, it's not for the Cleveland Browns.
I hope it is a wonderful Thanksgiving weekend for everyone.
You can check the current lines on your smartphone or any other mobile device at bookmaker.eu.